Let's move into our final game of the night, the Monday Nighter on November 8th, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Bears, 3-5, 1-3 on the road. The Pittsburgh Steelers, 4-3, 2-2 at home. We're at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 49 Fahrenheit clear. 5 miles per hour is the wind. Chicago gets nothing through the air. 127.4 yards per game through the air. Like 50, 60 yards worse than the second worst team. 136.6 yards on the ground. Defensively, they allowed 232.5 in the air, 125 on the ground. The Steelers are a tricky team to figure out. Offensively, 244.4 through the air, 86 on the ground. Defensively, they allowed 239.7 through the air and 106.0 through the ground. Right now, we have the Steelers as 6.5 or 6-point favorites, and this total at 40. It's tricky with the injuries to the Bears defense. 1,651 tickets in, so very few tickets. 67% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the Steelers, 60% of tickets on the under. Robert Cherry says Bears Steelers bum fight. I can't believe it's come to that with these two storied franchises. Bears come in off an ugly 33-22 loss at home to the Niners. Justin Fields 19-27 for 175 yards on a touchdown and a pick. Also ran 10 times for 103 yards. Darnell Mooney caught 6 passes for 64 yards. Khalil Herbert ran 23 times for 72 yards. The Bears could apply zero pressure on Jimmy G. They finished with 0 sacks and 0 quarterback hits. Khalil Mack missed his first game since 2018 because of a foot injury. He's listed as questionable to go this week. Matt Nagy was away from the team after testing positive for COVID. Special teams coordinator Chris Tabor filled in for him. Safety Eddie Jackson, hamstring injury, listed as questionable this week. Damian Williams hurt his knee. I couldn't figure out what the extent of that injury is. Tight end J.P. Holtz entered concussion protocol. Defensive tackle Akeem Hicks was active after missing 2 of the 3 previous games. He had 4 tackles, 1 for a loss. He gave it everything he had, but he's hurting. Steelers coming off a big division win, 15-10 at Cleveland. Big Ben, 22-34 for 266 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Roethlisberger is now 24-3-1 against the Browns and 12-1 in Cleveland, but I still remember last year's playoff game, but Big Ben looked good enough. Steelers overcame the loss of Chris Boswell for the entire second half with a concussion. Very questionable play calling that caused that injury. Boswell has been NFL's most accurate kicker since 2019, 60 of 64. 94% now in concussion protocol. Deontay Johnson caught 6 passes for 98 yards. Claypool 4 for 45. Najee Harris ran 26 times for 91 yards and a touchdown. Caught 3 passes for 29 yards. TJ Watt does what TJ Watt does, man. The guy's just a monster. 6 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, recovered a fumble. God, most expensive player in the NFL and worth it. 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hits as a team. Steelers dealt Melvin Ingram to the Niners for a 2022 6th-round pick. 62% of the defensive snaps, 1 start, very little production.
To the Chiefs, not the Niners.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Why do I have Niners there? Yeah. Thank you.
Egon.
To the Chiefs. Sorry, obviously. Niners in my head. Ingram, I don't think it's a big deal. Tight end Eric Ebron, inactive and listed as questionable. Here we go. The Monday Nighter, Bears, Steelers. Take it away, Bebsie.
Well, that Ebron injury doesn't matter because Pat Freiermuth is better than Eric Ebron. I grabbed that guy in all my fantasy leagues, especially my dynasty. I think that guy's going to be money. You saw a little bit of him last week. The week before, he's starting to play like he can. Look, the Steelers at home, given the Bears with all these injuries, is probably the safer bet. I mean, Chicago, you hope that Nagy's still in COVID protocol because Tabor, the special teams coordinator, that was the best the Bears offense had looked. They had a game plan. Fields looked comfortable for the first time. Please fire Nagy right now and give Justin Fields a chance. So I don't know. Like I want to see Fields succeed. I like him. I think you need to take a look at what he did against San Francisco and do more of that. Of course, TJ Watt is going to be a factor, especially with this shaky Bears offensive line. Khalil Mack playing or not playing is also a big thing because the Steelers don't have a great offensive line. And if Khalil Mack's in, look out Big Ben because he's not terribly mobile. So there's a lot of my questions in this game surround injuries. Who's playing? Who's coaching? Who's in? Who's out? I would lean Pittsburgh at home, especially if Nagy's back. Man, I don't think they'll just go right back to zero game plan. I will again be looking at props in this one. We'll see what Khalil Herbert's numbers at, and we'll see what Najee's numbers at. Again, like if this Bears defense is without some key parts, I'm going to look that direction, but I don't have much interest in betting this. The sides here.
It's a low total. We were really heavy on the Steelers Browns under, and that was as easy as a casher can get. I feel like this could possibly follow a similar story, but you're right. We need Akeem Hicks to practice this week and feel good, and we need Khalil Mack to play. If Khalil Mack's back in action, which is possible after missing his first game since 2018, then how do you not take the Bears at plus 6.5 right now? It feels like what Dennis Garcia is saying right now. Pittsburgh wins, Chicago covers.
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't have – neither of these teams is going to be putting up points in bunches. So 6.5 is a lot to give the Steelers. It's Matt Nagy's a bigger question mark for me because I think they are at a massive disadvantage when Matt Nagy doesn't have COVID.
I think I can buy out of this. Mr. Funmonk has Pittsburgh at minus 7.5. I just don't see the offense running at that level. Spenny Pennybomb says I would take the plus 6.5. I will take that now. Harold Williams says under 40. I get that look as well, but I do want to know about the Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack. They're such a big part of the puzzle. I like this under. Slatsy says the Steelers nice as a dog, but terrible as a fave. I'm going to move on the Bears 6.5 tonight, and then have options moving forward because I do not think this gets over a 7 or 7.5.